Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Let's Play. Now you may wonder why I'm looking in this direction. I did a bunch of work on on home base. It's not quite finished yet, but it does look fairly nice. You want to see? That's the old chicken farm. Fine. It's starting to come together. This side has all the chests in it. I'll transport all my stuff later. I don't necessarily want to do it right now. This side definitely looks pretty nice. That's what I'm going to do to this side. I just kind of want to dome it, add something, add some geometry to it rather than just squares and rectangles. I think it gives it a good impression. But also big news. It took me tons of work, but I finally got a Silk Touch pick. I have a Fortune 3 one there, the Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 3, and then Silk Touch. I also have an Efficiency... I've just been putting level 1s onto my shovels and axes because I don't really need those with Silk Touch or Fortune, so... I mean, I guess Efficiency, the higher efficiencies would be nice. But they're not entirely necessary, and so... I decided I could probably do without them. But today, we are actually going to be working on something cool. At least, in my opinion. Am I wood in this chest? No, it's in this chest, isn't it? Yep. Sorry, I'm moving around trying to get everything all sorted. Once I set up a sorting system, I kind of like to stick to it religiously. It gets pretty bad. Rose red wasn't here. Stone bricks. Seeds dirt. And half slabs. And then we don't need the axe. Rest of this maybe. I guess we don't really need that torch, but yeah, I'll just put it away. I have this chest set up here for the floor. This is all the wool I'm going to need. Probably more than I'm actually going to need. I would estimate, at least. I had the design planned out, and that's how I know exactly how much wool I'm going to need. You guys will see as I'm making it. 4, 5, 6... Nope. That's why we bring the shears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so then the black is just the outline. The colors aren't perfect, because, wool colors aren't perfect. By any means. But they get the job done. So I don't really have much of an issue with them. Anything there? No? No, that's too far. Okay, so then like that. There. I think you guys can already tell what this one is. Give you a couple of seconds to guess before I blurt it out. Guess? It is in fact a sword. Yeah, I decided I would make a sword. In the ground. Although, I'm not going to say that the sword is the only thing, because that would take up not all the space and all the wool. Not saying that I want to use up this much wool. It took a while to gather, mind you. But I don't mind doing it. It was, set up a sheep farm over there, because that one's closer than that one, and I'm lazy. But in case you haven't guessed yet, getting close to the end of this design, and so it's a sword. Let me check that I got that all right. I didn't. For shame. I figured the tools were a good thing to do because good reference material right here. And then if I need to see the bottom, just chuck it. And we're all good. So, easy design to make. Doesn't take too many resources, surprisingly. I thought it would. Really doesn't. This one here. Gonna want to go to there, 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 and there. I'm spoiling this left and right. Nope, that's too far. What's going on here? Let's check. I got it right during practice runs. just so we're all clear. My practice runs went perfectly. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think. Yep, that should be good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but so I did put some practice into this, just so that I'd have an easier time of doing it on screen. Otherwise, you would be watching me fumble around with wool for who knows how long, and just observing the tools, and it's not very interesting. Really isn't. I don't know how interesting this one is, but I like seeing the design take shape and just start forming into what it's going to be. I think it gives it a really cool feeling. Okay, there, 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 and there. So I have one more wool than I need, or am I missing one somewhere? Now I feel like I'm missing one somewhere. But let's get a better view from up here, because a skylight view is always better. Yeah, that looks pretty nice, at least in my opinion. So a couple of changes that have happened. I added this chain. It's supposed to look like a chain. Not sure how it looks like. I'm not sure how it looks, really. I think it looks like a chain, at least from a distance. I made this one a stage up higher than this one, because I thought that being uneven make it more chain-like, if anything. But so, what's next to do is the design, and I actually evened out this floor. If you know, it used to be one block, and then it started to gradient, air quotes. But now it's 2, because this side also went to 2. Well, this side went out to 3, but I figured, might as well make a middle layer there. So let's go get some more wool. I'm going to need green, brown, and red. See, because I'm going to have it fade into red, which is, obviously, there's a red line over there. But I thought that it would just be it would make a nice transition. Let's see, there. This one here, 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 and here. Because brown is somewhere in the middle of green and red. So, I figured it would work well. I believe there's 3 layers of yep, there's 3 layers of gradient as well. This section's done right now. Well, for now. But because I figured red would be a more dynamic color for the entrance, and dynamic is always good. It's never really a bad thing. And so now we start with the 3 layers of brown. Okay, and then brown gradients off, or tapers off, I suppose you could say. Theirs would be brown. How about this? Oh yeah, this would of course be brown. Oh, am I really out of brown wool? I thought I had enough. Apparently not. So we're gonna have to address that issue by shearing more sheep. So you get to see the new sheep farm. Farm is very loose term in this. I decided to make it into nether brick now. This farm is a little bit less crowded too. I decided to make it into nether brick so that I can see the fence gate clearly, because I was having issues with it before. That and it's mined with a pick and looks cool, I suppose. Because there's not really, if you guys know, there's not really any real difference between nether brick fences and regular fences, aside from appearance, and that's really kind of what I needed, you could say. I heard somebody eat their wool. Or eat their wool. I heard somebody eat grass. No more brown sheep? Okay. But so, yeah, that's what I've been doing to get this, this all set up and going and good and happy. But as you can see, brown transitions, very nicely into red. I haven't noticed any real issues with it. I like the transition, at least, because, in all honesty, if you have paint and you mix green and red, you're going to get somewhere in the scope of brown. And, like, with the light green going to the dark green, this place is all kind of about transition, pretty much. So, I don't know if this messes up the pixel art too much, though. I think you can still kind of just tell what it is, because the outlines, maybe not while you're walking on it, but maybe if you're on an upper floor, because that is what this is going to be. Yeah, you know what, I'm just going to make the rest of it red. Figured maybe I'll have it transition into orange or yellow. I'll change it later if I do decide to add more to the front here. No! How dare you! I will destroy you all! You guys know that, well, I recently uploaded, I think, if you've checked out my other videos, I recently uploaded the Creeper Survival, episode 1, and so you guys know that me and Creepers now have a little bit of history together. So, if they're disagreeable, I can understand. I did kill many of them. They killed me 3 times, sadly. I didn't want to die at all on the first time. I'm not saying that I didn't want to make more episodes of it, but, you know, it's always nice to get something on the first try. Glad I didn't blow up the design, though. That's always good. I'm going to need more sand. I've been doing a lot of terraforming, if you couldn't tell by everything being flat. Because I've needed a lot of sand for the sandstone for this, and obviously the glass as well. If we actually come over to this side, you can see, cleared out a large area there. With these walls, I'm actually planning to do that same kind of hashing, streamline, I don't even know, slats, design all the way across, but it's gonna go in like a wave pattern. Hopefully that's the plan. I'm gonna have it streamline. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I just noticed this, and I don't have any half slabs on me. Because I haven't completed the bottom of this one yet. I was actually, I was actually in the middle of doing something, and I'm like, hey, you know, it would be a good time to record an LP. But that night I had stuff building up. Oh, I do have more brown wool. Oh, I lied to myself. Oh, that hurts. But because, like, with the Silk Touch pick, and I didn't want to get this done off camera, or not off camera, I suppose, but off when I'm not recording. There's a lot of things that I want to get done while recording, because I think they would just be meaningless if I'm not. So, Silk Touch was a big one. I haven't used it yet, as you can see. I've been waiting. I figure I'll gather a lot of redstone ore with that. Maybe not coal ore, because, you know, coal ore is kind of bland and boring. If anybody understands. I guess I'll get the rest of the cross-hatching done. So then red would be there, and 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 then there, and there. And then that's the rest of the red. The rest of what needs to be filled in is brown. About this mine, I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to dig down somewhere else. I'll probably end up hitting the same mine. I don't mind if I do. It's just for the pure fact of that would be getting in the way of this floor, which is pretty nice. I like the floor. I think the floor looks awesome. At least, in my opinion, it does. Yeah, when you're walking on it. I don't know, it feels nice. It feels nice to get something cool and aesthetic done for the place. Did my shears break? Oh, okay. I thought they did, for some reason. Oh, I don't have any food. Oh, yeah, I do. What am I saying? Gotta stop saying things. Hello, Enderman. He has a grass block. I have Silk Touch. I can get a grass block, too. Nice to meet you, Mr. Enderman. We're buddies. Sheep. Hopefully he's not a brown sheep. No, he's not. Funny story about the brown sheep. I actually had one cocoa bean. So I was waiting on breeding and dominant genes, I suppose. Dominant genes of random data to finish the job and get that all working and set up. Because, you know, I could only dye one sheep, and that could have been a huge issue, but I'm glad it didn't turn into one. Let's get the cross-hatching done. Come on. But as you guys know, that does mean that I'm not going to be able to farm the cocoa beans in the new update. I yawn. Sorry about that. But it does mean that I'm not going to be able to farm them in the new update, because I did use my only one to dye sheep to get brown wool. So I'm going to have to run around and generate new terrain and find a jungle, which I can tell is going to be a lot of fun. I'm not going to generate a new world for 1.3. I'm not going to start all over. I suppose I could MC edit in everything, but I feel that it would be kind of cheating, because then none of the ores would be mined. Obviously, because, you know, emerald's there. But it just wouldn't feel right, especially since the series is still so new. I don't really have any reason to restart. But the plus side to you guys would. The second I leave. Plus side to having my house be tall now. I thought so. Run! Why do all the brown sheep have to keep eating? Get out of here, red sheep. These were originally brown and black sheep, but it kind of evolved to fit my knee. This is awful. Who do you think you are? Well, I need brown wool, so thanks, guys. I suppose. Well, got 23 now. That's definitely enough to finish it, so that's good news. They want my LP to work out just fine and get my project done. My one project that I've gotten done so far. Well, the cactus farm is pretty much finished. But see, so then that is the floor. That is probably final design for the floor. As far as I know, once again, I might gradient this into yellow or orange, depending on how far I extend the build. I'm not planning to extend it too far, because extending it too far would be pretty iffy. It does... sorry. It does look elongated now. Like, it looks longer, but I think it looks nice. I don't think that it's like a bad elongated. I don't know what the chains are going to be for. They're gonna hold on to something, guaranteed. I probably should have put them under the mob system, but I might do something else for under the mob system. I might add chains in there as well. Speaking of which, it is partially set up. I have what I'd like to call 1.5 layers done, because I don't have a roof on the second one yet. But so as you can see, it is up and running. They are one-shot kills once they hit there, I think. Maybe. I do need to get some kind of water break in there, so that they all do get consistent damage. Or I could just turn this into, since with the new XP system, been using it on the server, and mining's a lot more efficient than fighting mobs. So I might just turn that into a resource grinder. Sorry, shifting position. So I might just turn this into a resource grinder once 1.3 does come out. So don't expect that design to be too final. I extended this, got it ready for anything that we'd want to make. The top here, I was all kind of up in the air, but I finally decided on this design, and I think, especially with the floor like that, they really complement each other, and really brings out a good look if the glass didn't have all these little lines in it. I could edit a texture pack to do that, but I don't know. I really don't. I think I was smelting a whole bunch of glass too. Yep. Because I didn't know how much I was going to need, and I didn't feel like doing the math. I really didn't. I guess another thing to do would be to get that out of there, or get those on there. What am I talking out of there? Dirt. Where's my dirt? 56 dirt. I've lost a bit of dirt in the process of making everything. That's because getting everything set up and whatnot is kind of I use dirt like this. It's my little building helper. It definitely helps me out, and I use it just kind of like to climb my way around structures. That was terrible placement. I'm gonna need more, aren't I? Yep, exactly 4 more. Well, looks like I'm just going to smelt 8, because, yeah, my resources have grown a little bit. If you couldn't tell. This one, even after making all the diamond tools, I still got 2 more diamonds than I started out with, so I'm happy about that one. I think it was fair trade. We're seriously just gonna be waiting on 3, on 3 stone. I do have a lot of plans for this place. Like to extend to the sides. I just don't know how to go about doing that. Aesthetics are the main thing, because, you know, everybody wants a pretty house to look at. But you gotta be wary of how it looks from the outside and from the inside. So, that and scope of vision. I realized that, like, the only reason why I wanted to open up the walls a bit was because, sorry, I kept losing my train of thought when I was trying to make that. The reason why I wanted to open up the walls a little bit is, I'll show you in a second, I just got to get these placed. When I was running through the halls, they felt very blocked off, and you could definitely tell that it was some kind of tunnel. And I wanted it to feel more open, more airy, kind of like open concept. I know it's Minecraft, but design should still look nice. But as you can see, it feels very closed in, at least to me, until it hits this glass here. The only problem with doing something like that would be, and is only kind of an issue. I'm going to break this. Why not? Oh god, that's why not. And the only issue that I'd have with this is that this right here, is this control panel, kind of would interfere with a full streamline. So it can only go until about here. So let's mark that off. So 2 away. Just, let's see. Yeah, okay, then I picked a good place. But yeah, just to be on the safe side, I want it to be at least 2 away. So 2 from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we gotta go to the other side. Oh, goodness. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then place. just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we're all good. I also added more lights in, so that it actually lights up the whole place and mobs don't spawn in here, because I did notice that it was getting a little bit dark at nighttime, which got to be a little bit problematic. I haven't made much room, or much work on the tower floor, or the tower of floors here. Gunpowder design down there I know is missing one wool. Creeper blew up, and I was just trying to get everything back into place. Because I know it is supposed to have more floors. I don't have a good way to... It scared the crap out of me. See, right now it's XP grinder. Oh, deep blue. Oh goodness, I didn't even notice this. Oh, that's bad. Oof. Creepers. Oh my goodness. I didn't notice this damage before. I was too busy worrying about the floor. I'll fix that up later. But zombies, 2 shots. The only reason why zombies are 2 shots is because they do have the same amount of hearts as every other mob, but they also have 2 armor points, which reduces damage value by 8%, which is apparently enough to make you need 2 hits instead of just 1, even if they are just half a heart, because of calculations. Now the problem with this is lighting. I don't know where I'm going to squeeze lighting in. Actually, I might have a good idea of where to squeeze lighting in. Let's see, where's the center first off? This one's the center. I'd like to say that that's also the center. I would like to. There's no guarantees. I don't want to put light in the center though, that's the problem. So I figure I'll put light... Here, if that works. Terrible voice crack there, I apologize. My voice has been cracking a lot more lately. I think it's because it's dry out. Probably causes a little bit of irritation. The problem is I don't want to interfere with any of the design. But there's not a lot of spaces where both are going to be free, you know? Okay, and then that lines up with that. And hopefully... I think it's right here. Lines up with that, and with this. Yep, so those are good. So we got there. And then, I think... we could probably put one here as well. Yeah, that's not too far. So it lines up with there. Lines up with here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, jeez. Yep. So then these, that's actually some pretty good lighting. We'll see if it lights up the whole area or not. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Luckily, I need to go glowstone gathering sometime. I kind of... It's not something that's high on my priority list because I don't use a lot of it. Although I suppose if I'm going to be inputting lamps, I definitely need to start doing that. There we go, 6 lamps. Get that redstone back. There we go. Oh, right, I need redstone torches as well, which should be in this chest. Yes, okay. Yeah, semi-decent organization. But how I get these lights up and running, honestly, it's... Oh, that's going to make things more complicated. I forgot that it was hollow underneath here, which is going to be a pain in the butt to deal with, but... yeah, anywhere with cobblestone. Hi! So, you know. But anywhere with cobblestone really is going to be a pain in the butt to get these redstone lamps on, because I'm going to have to tower up with dirt each time. I can tower up with cobble. I basically just have to tower up is the issue. I've been thinking about maybe putting some high levels on boots and getting myself some feather falling. That was a pickaxe. That was not meant for dirt. But because feather falling, I think, would be a fantastic addition to an armor set. But I think if I ever wanted to get feather falling, I would have to get diamond boots so that they don't break as easily. Oh, skeleton, you mucked up our floor. Come on. But as you can see, that lighting, it's not too interfering, is it? I don't think it's too interfering, and I think it lights the place up well enough. Let's check FN F3. As you guys can, wow, 6 frames per second. That's lovely. Oh goodness. As you guys can see, it actually I'm not using Optifine right now because, as I told you with the server, it is. I do have to keep switching between 12W24A, although it has been down. It's been down for a bit now. I'm not sure if it updated 25A and I'm just not running 25A. I basically just got to do a walk test and 6. But this is by one of those. Let's go check this out. I basically got to make sure that nowhere hits 7 or below on my floor, because otherwise it's going to be... Ooh, see? I'm going to need to get brighter lights then. I'll probably input some kind of lamps there. Just to make sure that nothing is light level 7 or below, because that's when mobs start to spawn. So, definitely don't want that, especially with a floor this pretty. What's another thing? Oh, yeah, another big thing. I moved my bed. Obviously, you know, it would have interfered with how things were elsewhere. So now, you know, we've got this floor all going, and our bed used to be right where this is. So, place is starting to come together a little bit, which is nice. Sorry, I keep walking back and forth, just admiring my work. Doing my own horn here. What is it? Oh, right, I was going to work on the streamlining of those. Because I usually just come up with... that does not belong in there. I usually just come up with designs on the fly. I don't really plan out the designs, as bad as that sounds. Because you really should always plan out your designs before you do them. But I don't see much of a point. Because... I mean, on paper, it's never going to look as good as it does in-game. So planning out while doing it is usually best, I find. I figure I'll start it here. Go like that for starters. Yeah, maybe I'll just have some kind of design. See, that's the problem, is that I don't want to get it too crazy and interfere with this control box. See how it looks if I go like this. Oh, that is the limit. Okay. I just want to check how this looks. Never know, it might look decent. Although I'm doubtful, because I thought it would extend for a little bit further. Which would probably make it look a little bit better. That's not what I meant to do. Had a small twitch there. Pondering. How would that look? It's not any specific design, but I think that would look alright. Or, at the very least, it would look decent. Why do I hear... Oh, that was probably... Yeah, it was cactus. Yeah, it's probably actually drowning me out here. Probably making a lot of sound that you guys don't need. You know what? I have an idea. which is a terrible thing. You guys should have discouraged me from the start. It's too late now. So to here, I believe I towered up right to where I could. See, that's the thing, is that I don't want it running into this design at all. So... see, but then there's the issue is that it does. However, is that really an issue? Let's see. Not really. No, it's really not. Okay, well then I suppose... Ow. Makes a nice staircase, too. I suppose I could get this all set up. I've been trying not to cut out as much, because I noticed I was doing that a fair bit, and, you know, it's because I did a lot of things without talking, and I figured if I'm not talking, then what's the point in showing it? But, you never know who might like to see me build stuff, especially with mess-ups like that. But so, that's another thing, I always lose my train of thought when I have to do any kind of thought and action at the same time. See how that's looking. Is it looking decent? I guess it really doesn't matter how it looks from this side. Yeah, it looks alright. I like it. However, we could also extend these. Does that work? Maybe if that one was extended as well. Let's see. That looks pretty alright. Looks pretty decent. But yeah, so I lose my train of thought fairly often. You'll have to forgive me for that one. It's not something I can really help. I'm just trying to, you know, focus on two things at once. So it's bound to happen that I lose my train of thought occasionally. Gotta fill this up. The problem that I have with half slabs, and I think everybody has with half slabs, and it's easier in the new update, is that if you want them upside down, you gotta place a block over them. And if you want to have them stacked, you gotta have a block under them. Having a block under them and stacking them isn't helped in the new update, but having a block over it, the new update is helped, because I don't know when it was included. I didn't see it in the change list ever, but it does, like, say you had an upside down half slab, and then you tried to place an upside down half slab next to it, you wouldn't need a block over it. It just runs on its own, or it doesn't run. What am I thinking? You're dreading the game. It'll be placed all on its own, which isn't really a big issue. So makes the creation of, especially nether bases, a little bit more convenient, because, you know, obviously, the whole process that I had to go through for making my nether base was, pain in the butt. And then I go on the server and I yeah, if you see anybody else's videos, and you look at the nether hub, I did fix it up. So that one's always nice. I definitely made it look more than decent, I hope. Everybody seems to like it on the server, so I mean, if they're appreciating my work, I'm happy to keep fixing up stuff not when it needs to be, but when when it could use some work. Because I don't know if you guys saw the nether base before. I don't think that you did, but now you're not going to see it before anyways. It looks nice. I like it. Maybe not from the outside so much, but from the inside, let's see. To get in pretty much, like right here, you got to parkour it a little bit. I like parkour. You get a lot of practice in at it. Yeah, from this side it looks good, and let's see if I'm running down the hallway. Yeah, it definitely feels a lot more open. So that's exactly what I was looking for. I'll do the other side off camera because it should be, or it would be a little bit boring. But so, what I'm actually going to use the Silk Touch pick for first is not going to be what you think. You'd think that I'd go mine redstone ore or diamond ore and then bring it up and use them for decoration, and nope. If you see where I'm headed, I'm going to get grass, because I think you can do that. Yep, Silk Touch pick works on grass. I know it's going to waste a lot of uses getting a stack of grass, but I don't have any other way of getting it. I was kind of hoping to get Silk Touch on a shovel. I know that happened on the server, so spoiler, the dirt path is now null and void, and it's unnecessary pretty much, because I got a Silk Touch pick, so I got a stack of grass blocks, and I can just bring them down and plant them wherever I want, all the way underground, which I think I actually started to, so the whole place looks a little bit greener and a little bit livelier. But the sheep are still going to be a hassle to get down, so I'm glad I made the bridge anyways. Because then, you know, I have some way to transport the sheep where I want them to be. We need a couple more blocks for a stack. Getting the lapis isn't going to be hard. Getting wheat isn't going to be hard. I also found a skelly spawner, and I hooked it up to be an XP grinder / item grinder. So I guess I'll show you that in the next episode, whenever the server is up / I've stopped derping and downloaded the new snapshot, and it all works perfectly the whole time, and I'm the only one having issues. But so I think that should about do it for this episode. It might be a little bit short, but you know, there's not much to show off really. Maybe the next episode I have a bit more, because I do need to. I guess I'll do the dome in the next episode. For this side, I'm probably going to transport storage and finish that design onto the other side, or like translate it, which is going to be a pain in the butt, but I'm willing to do it. So we got 64 grass blocks, which I'm happy with. I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but always good to keep them. I'm going to count these as valuables, because they are pretty valuable. In 1.3, I'll be able to get some ice, and we'll also collect that up with the Silk Touch pick, so we're probably not going to use it until then. Oh no, 3! Unbreaking 3 and efficient. Wow, this thing really doesn't get a lot of uses done. But yeah, so this should be it for this episode. If you liked the video, please leave a like. Well, you don't have to. That sounds kind of pushy, I'm sorry. But leave a like if you'd like to. And if you want more content, be sure to subscribe. I don't have a regular uploading schedule, but I try to get things up every day. And now that I've got these bonuses that I'm working on, I'll definitely get them up a lot more often than I would before. But anyways, thanks for watching, and have a good morning / afternoon / evening / night / day / whenever. But so, thank you for watching anyways, and I'll see you guys next time.